I'm Sarah Hall and I'm racing with GM Performance.
And I'm Ian Mitchell. I'm working and racing with GM Performance. Your story's more interesting, mine's a little bit less. I've been watching my brother ride around race tracks, grass tracks, everything for about the last 10 years, with the solid belief that I'm quicker than him. Brotherly love, you know how it is. So I passed my odds June last year, took to the track in a Ford KA with JDC Motorsport, and very, very quickly, first race, I think I was a couple of tenths of a second away from my brother, and we had so much fun in the KAs at that time, we decided to buy a couple and build them for this year. And yesterday, he did beat me in the race, but in my defence, I had to be pulled out of some gravel, and my lap times were a second quicker than his.
I'm not sure.
So I'm leaving it there.
But getting pulled out of the gravel's a defence, to be honest with you. Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, definitely a me problem.
And
me,
start?
yeah. My dad has raced forever and a day, so I was just born into it really. Followed him around from being, well, before I was born really, watching him race various different things, rallycross and stuff like that. Always wanted to have a go, did various other types of driving disciplines, I've done a little bit of precision driving and things like that. And then, yeah, put it off, and eventually sorted my odds out and my life out and got behind the wheel. So this is like the first actual licensed competitive event. Yeah. That's Gary's fault really, isn't it? Yeah, it's your brother's fault. I mean, yeah, obviously you guys got into it via Gary, really, and they were just having so much fun. And I actually work with Focus Cup as well. So yeah, we've been to a few events where we've been, you know, at Focus Cup, taking pictures and stuff like that, doing their media, and watching the KAs go around. I was like, I really need to get out. It just looks like so much fun. And then, you know, yeah, decided to be on the team for the weekend.
Yeah, and for me it was, I had a quick go in a KA as my very first race. I'd seen the Focus Cup rolling around. I did have a quick go in the Focus Cup at the end of last season as well. And to be honest with you, the EnduroKA series, the amount of seat time that you get in the endurance races, I've probably spent a year learning tracks for about the same price as you'd pay for a 15-minute sprint race. So for me, it's a no-brainer to get behind the wheel, start learning the racecraft and everything else. And you know, I think the longest stint I've done now was about 2.5 hours at Cadwell Park, all in one hit. And it's you know, a couple of weeks later, I jumped in one of the focuses, and instantly you're on the same lap times as the top team. So the track time and how affordable EnduroKA is, it's just it's a no-brainer. And the guys in the paddock as well. You know, we had a major incident at Cadwell where we'd taken out one side of the car, 2 hours between qualifying and race, and we rebuilt the side of the car with help from pretty much every team up and down the paddock. So it's that family spirit, really.
Yeah, that's it. I actually planned on doing Snetterton. It was going to be my first one as an enduro, but my licence didn't turn up in time, so I couldn't do Snetterton. But it worked out well. I think it's harder work than it looks. You know, my arms are hurting after this weekend. You've worked yourself quite a bit. So I think I'm glad I started with the sprint in the end.
Convenience, I'd say first off on one of them. We bought the car in blue, and the other car was bought in red, so it kind of felt one with double white stripes in the blue and one with double white stripes in the red was it was quite a catchy look for the team. But we've got some, I think we've got some ongoing discussions for livery next season. I'm still hoping we go with the really, should we say, soft looking Spider-Man.
Okay.
But there's a couple of other choices that are flying around. But give me my choice. Will be something ridiculous on the side. But yeah, next year there's a lot of discussion in the team, but I think there'll be a couple of nice liveries next year.
Yeah, I think it's nothing I'm keeping out of it. But looking at the other cars that are on the grid, to be honest, I think we need to step up. We need to do something really cool.
Yeah. Now this year's been all about two fresh cars, learning what's wrong with them, what's underneath them. Next year, hopefully, we'll come with as competitive a car as we've had this year, but looking a little bit more special.
I've only driven this track in this car. Driven others in other stuff. I must say, from my point of view, as a first race, obviously the K is brilliant to drive. It's really simple, it's straightforward, you haven't got crazy power you're trying to deal with, you're just trying to get momentum and get the corners right and get a bit braver. So I think actually this track in the K is really, really fun, isn't it? It is so much fun, but it is really tricky. It's harder than I thought it would be, and in different places. So knowing the layout of the track already off the sim, I actually, when you get to real life, there was different corners to what I expected to be hard, are the ones that I found challenging. I'd love to do Croft in it. It's maybe a little bit long for it, I don't know, because it's quite a long track, isn't it, Croft? But it's just it's my local and my favourite track, so if I had the choice, I'd have Glasgow.
Okay, for me, I think favourite so far, I think I enjoyed Snetterton the most. It's a strange one. I'm not too sure what reason. I just remember. I think I was a lot of singing in the car when I was on the way around Snetterton. We had a nice setup for the last couple of hours, and it just went really, really well. I think I did another endurance race in a different series at Silverstone, and yes, the straights are long and everything else, and it's not necessarily built for one of these, but actually I think throwing one of these around Silverstone compared to the car that I was in, I think I'd quite enjoy that. Maybe a long overnight one or something like that.
Yeah.
Just as a suggestion. I mean, aims for the rest of the season, we're definitely staying with the series. I think my brother, he's team boss. I get secretary most of the time, I think. I think he may even look at building a third car. So it's quite popular amongst the drivers. So we'll definitely be here next season. And for us, the way we've set the cars up for this weekend, the pace that we've seen in the cars, we're hoping for top 10 at the Indy 500. So we're hoping for an incident-free run through and hopefully top 10 for the last race of the season.
For me, I think any opportunity that I can get for the rest of the season would be great to just get behind the wheel again, get some more seat time and build my confidence a little bit on track. I don't know what I'll be able to make because of work, so it might be next year before I can get out, but yeah, I've potentially got a track car coming, so I can at least, and it's a different car, but it's seat time and just get in the swing of it and hopefully start next year with a good event.